Hello everyone, welcome to our live. I'm not sure how many people are going to be tuning in today because, well, I'm a little late getting started and I see I've got some weird lighting issues here. Yeah, that wall is making me look really red. Anyways, I just wanted to give you a quick update before the Easter weekend, as we promised to give an update from the legislature. As you can tell, I'm not in Helena today because the legislature is officially on their Easter break, which started today, and they'll have Monday off and then they'll get back to work on Tuesday. So I'm sure that'll go fast, but we'll be back up there to shepherd some good ag stuff through the rest of the way for you. Just give you a couple updates on what happened this last week. As far as procedurally, we're getting close to the deadline for transmittal of any kind of revenue bills. Sorry, losing my train of thought, distracted by the lighting. Thanks for tuning in, folks. I see I do have some folks watching now. If you want to comment with questions, please do. And also, if you want to give me a shout, say where you're watching from, I'd love to say hi back to you. Like I was started out saying, I am not in Helena, obviously, today because the legislature has officially started their Easter break. And I was just starting to say that we are approaching the revenue deadline, the transmittal deadline for revenue bills. That actually is next Thursday. So this week, on Monday, if a bill was going to be heard, it had to be officially introduced by Monday, and then likely needed to have a hearing this week, or there are going to be a few hearings early next week as well. So any new revenue bills have to get out of committee and get across the finish line by Thursday if they're going to make it. And there were a number of new bills introduced. One that we supported, which I'll talk about briefly. It's House Bill 681, which was by Representative Kastmeyer. We've been talking a lot about doing things to add value to Montana ag commodities, and a lot of focus has been spent on meat this session. Well, this bill does something for other commodities too, which is a really exciting reason we were able to support it. Hi, Rebecca. Thanks for tuning in. But what it does is it creates an account that will then provide matching grants to local communities, specifically those with ports in them, to be able to help export some of our high quality Montana products that we raise here. So as we shared in committee, about 95% of the world's consumers live outside of the US borders, let alone out of Montana's borders. We know that countries all across the world are very interested in Montana products, and they want them, and we want to be able to deliver those. So there's projects going on specifically up in Shelby at a port there that are very exciting for the ability to be able to start getting into some more international markets by making transportation more affordable and more possible. And this bill will help with funding for improvements and infrastructure needs that need to be done before that can occur. So we were excited to be able to support that. And we have George tuning in from Scotland. Thank you for doing that. It's fun that we're talking about international trade opportunities and have an international viewer. So thanks for tuning in. So that's on the positive side. A bill that was introduced that we opposed this week was House Bill 672. We're getting into the really high numbers now, and I don't have any notes, so I'm thinking I've got the numbers right, but yeah, I know. Anyways, it was in-house tax, and the bill did two things. One, it created what they call a circuit breaker to provide property tax relief to Class 4, which is residential property owners in lower income brackets. We have no position on that, but we did have a position on the second part of it, which was the part that made the changes that will pay for those tax reductions. And that is done by reducing the capital gains tax credit. The problem with that is a lot of people just think, oh, Only people who pay capital gains are people with big investments and stocks and bonds, and you know, the folks sitting in tall towers, smoking cigars and drinking old whiskey. Well, that's not the case. Farmers and ranchers pay capital gains taxes on when they sell land, and we know that land is an essential part of farms and ranches. Also, when we sell business assets like equipment, if they've appreciated in value, and they often do, and also livestock as well. So this was would be particularly harmful to retiring farmers, ranchers, and those that are financially stressed. So we opposed the bill, and the House Tax Committee actually went ahead and tabled it maybe the same day, but certainly this week. It's already tabled. So we're appreciative of the quick movement on that. Allison, thanks for tuning in. I'm glad I'm making you laugh. I'm not sure what I did. But, you know, the other big movements in Helena are House Bill 632, which is the big bill that helps allocate funds for the ARPA funds. So ARPA is the American Rescue Plan Act, which is the federal bill that was recently passed in Congress. $1.9 trillion of that, $2.7 billion came to Montana. So our legislature has had a very big task in front of them in navigating how to spend that funding. So we were, you know, it's great that that's moving. I think the legislature is taking a lot of efforts to make sure that that money is spent on important capital projects, important infrastructure needs, things like broadband, water systems, things like that, and not just creating new projects that will have to be funded going on down the road. Hi, Bill. Thanks for tuning in from Brady. Another thing is House Bill 2, which is the regular state budget, is usually the biggest money bill of the session, but with that ARPA funding, it's one of the big funding bills. It has passed the House. It was heard in Senate Finance and Claims this week. And so that's moving through the process quickly, you know, relatively quickly as well. I think I'm gonna kind of wrap it up there unless there's any other questions. Thanks for tuning in. It's a beautiful day here in Eastern Montana. I hope it's beautiful wherever you are. And I also hope that you have a very happy Easter weekend, a very good Good Friday. And I just thank you for tuning in. We'll be back next week with some more updates. You know, we need to, we'll go through a list hopefully next week and be able to give you updates on, you know, where specific bills are that we have worked throughout the session. You know, if they're out of committee, if they're on their way to the governor's desk, if they've been signed by the governor, we'll have some time to go through all of those by then, because we will know the lay of the land by Thursday and the final transmittal deadline. So thanks for tuning in, folks. I hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.